The Digital Money Laundering Case. Written by Ryan Pierce and Mike Sevilla. Chapter 1. Crack the Code. It was a typical day at the office when the phone rang. I picked it up expecting another routine inquiry or case. To my surprise, the voice on the other end was none other than Saul Goodman. At first I thought it was a prank call, but the mention of Gustavo Fring, the renowned owner of Los Pollos Hermanos, piqued my interest. Saul explained that his client, Gustavo Fring, had become suspicious of digital money laundering activities within his organization. He needed expert help to investigate and uncover any evidence of illicit financial transactions. As Saul's charismatic voice painted the picture of a challenging yet intriguing case, I knew this was a chance to work on something significant. Curiosity got the better of me, and I agreed to meet Saul and his client, Gustavo Fring. Within days, we found ourselves at Los Pollos Hermanos headquarters. The atmosphere was tense, and Mr. Fring's piercing gaze seemed to scrutinize our every move. He didn't waste time getting to the point. He wanted results and the truth. With the weight of Gustavo Fring's expectations on our shoulders, my partner Mike and I assured him that we would do everything in our power to uncover the truth behind the money laundering suspicions. We explained our expertise in digital forensics and financial crimes, assuring him that we would leave no digital stone unturned. Gustavo Fring, a man of few words, nodded in acknowledgement. We could sense the gravity of the situation. His reputation and business were at stake. We left the meeting with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. This was an opportunity to make a difference, but the stakes were higher than ever. As we began our investigation, we were determined to follow every lead, analyze every piece of data, and bring forth the evidence needed to expose any wrongdoings. With Saul Goodman's trust and Gustavo Fring's expectations driving us forward, we embarked on an intricate journey through the digital realm of Los Pollos Hermanos, ready to face whatever challenges awaited us in the pursuit of justice. Saul Goodman arrived at our office early in the morning carrying a briefcase. With a warm smile, he greeted us and placed the briefcase on my desk. "Gentlemen, I've got something for you," he said, his voice a mix of excitement and nervousness. Opening the briefcase, he revealed a laptop, its exterior unassuming but with the potential to hold crucial evidence. "This," Saul said, tapping the laptop, "is the computer we obtained from the suspect's premises. It's the one we believe contains the key to unraveling the money laundering scheme within Los Pollos Hermanos." Curiosity filled the air as Mike and I exchanged glances. Saul was always a character, but there was an air of mystery surrounding this particular piece of evidence. "How did you manage to get this laptop, Saul?" I asked, trying to contain my eagerness to examine its contents. Saul's smile widened and he leaned back in his chair. "Let's just say my client knows the right people," he replied cryptically. "Rest assured it was obtained following all the necessary legal procedures. This computer holds the digital breadcrumbs that will lead you to the truth." After the exchange, Saul quickly left our office. As the laptop powered up, our first step was to create a digital forensic copy of the device. As top computer forensics investigators, preserving the original evidence was paramount to ensure our findings held up in court. "Let's make a bitstream image of the laptop's hard drive," I suggested to Mike, emphasizing the importance of maintaining data integrity. "Agreed," Mike replied, grabbing our trusted forensic imaging tool. With meticulous precision, we began the process of creating a bit-by-bit copy of the suspect's hard drive, ensuring that not a single byte was altered or modified. Once the forensic copy was complete, we examined the original laptop's encrypted login screen. "Looks like they were trying to protect something," Mike remarked, his eyes focused on the challenge ahead. "I bet there's valuable information behind that encryption," I said, studying the login prompt. "Let's approach this strategically and methodically to avoid triggering any security measures." We connected the forensic copy to a dedicated workstation with powerful processing capabilities. Our digital forensics tools stood ready to assist us in cracking the encryption without compromising the laptop's data. "We'll begin with a dictionary attack," Mike suggested, referring to a technique where we systematically try common words and phrases as possible passwords. "Good idea. Let's also add some custom word lists based on the suspect's background and interests," I added, knowing that personalized passwords were often more challenging to crack. As the dictionary attack ran, we kept a close eye on the laptop's responses, ensuring our attempts remained discreet. Hours passed, and the encryption held strong against our initial efforts. "Seems like they've taken extra precautions," Mike observed, examining the failed login attempts. "We can't afford to give up," I said, my determination growing. "Let's switch to a more targeted approach. We'll use a brute force attack focusing on specific keywords and combinations related to the case." Mike nodded, and together we configured the brute force attack, knowing it would take time and computational power. But we were relentless in our pursuit of justice. Days turned into nights as we tirelessly persisted in cracking the encryption. The laptop seemed to challenge our expertise, but we knew we were up against individuals who were careful and sophisticated. Finally, a breakthrough came. The password prompt disappeared, granting us access to the laptop's contents. We had successfully breached the encryption. "Great job, Mike," I congratulated my partner, relief washing over us. "Thanks, but we're not done yet. Now comes the real work of analyzing the data," Mike replied, his focus unwavering. With the laptop unlocked, we dove deeper into its contents, meticulously examining each file, folder, and document. Days passed as we sifted through an overwhelming amount of data, yet we seemed to hit dead end after dead end. However, the encrypted logs we had discovered on the laptop only added to the complexity of the investigation. As we stared at the seemingly insurmountable challenge before us, I couldn't help but feel a tinge of frustration. The rogue associates involved in the money laundering operation had taken extensive measures to protect their digital tracks. "We've been at this for days, and we've got nothing substantial to show for it," I muttered, feeling a mix of exhaustion and determination. Mike nodded, his brow furrowed in concentration. "I know, but we can't give up. There has to be something we're missing, a key to unlocking this puzzle." Just when it felt like we were hitting a dead end, a ray of hope emerged. Amidst the encrypted logs, we found an email that seemed to hold the answers we sought. "Take a look at this," Mike said, pointing to the screen. "This could be a breakthrough." The email was titled "Important Transaction, Urgent Response Required," and seemed to be part of an encrypted communication chain between key individuals, L. Ramirez and J. Martinez. The urgency of the subject line suggested a crucial financial transaction taking place within Los Pollos Hermanos. "The email is encrypted," I noted, "which means we need the decryption key to understand its content." Deciphering the encrypted email was the next challenge, but we were determined to crack the code. Mike and I knew that finding the encryption key was crucial to uncovering the truth behind the money laundering operation. "We should start by analyzing the surrounding data on the laptop. There might be clues or hints leading us to the key," Mike suggested, his eyes fixated on the screen. We meticulously combed through the laptop's files and directories, looking for any patterns or anomalies. As we examined the system logs, we noticed several entries that stood out, pointing towards a possible key generation process. "Look at this," I exclaimed, pointing to a log entry. "It seems to indicate an encryption routine that could have produced the decryption key." "That's a good catch," Mike replied, his excitement growing. "Let's see if we can reverse engineer the encryption algorithm used here." We used our expertise in cryptography and digital forensics to analyze the encryption algorithm. By examining the patterns in the encrypted email and cross-referencing them with the log entries, we deduced the encryption method used. "It looks like they used a combination of AES 256 and a custom key derivation function," I said, drawing conclusions from the data. "And the key derivation function used certain elements from the system itself to generate the key," Mike added. Armed with this knowledge, we began crafting a script to replicate the encryption routine. It was a painstaking process, requiring trial and error to ensure accuracy. But as hours passed, our determination paid off, and the script started to produce possible decryption keys. "We're getting closer," Mike said, his voice brimming with confidence. After numerous attempts, the script finally generated a decryption key that seemed promising. We held our breath as we applied the key to the encrypted email. Clicking the decrypt button felt like an eternity, but the screen flickered and the email's contents were revealed before our eyes. "We did it!" I exclaimed, a surge of elation rushing through me. The email contained detailed discussions related to suspicious financial transactions, coded language, and mentions of offshore accounts. It was a breakthrough that shed light on the coordination of money laundering activities within Los Pollos Hermanos. "Now we can follow the money trail," Mike said, his face lit up with satisfaction. The decrypted email not only provided critical insights into the money laundering operation, but also gave us a starting point to trace the funds and identify the key players involved. With this newfound information, we continued our investigation, analyzing more encrypted communications and financial records. Chapter 2. Down the laundering hole. As Mike delved deeper into the suspect's web browser history, he stumbled upon a dark underworld of illicit websites. The trail of virtual breadcrumbs led him to offshore banking services, anonymous payment platforms, and hidden money laundering forums. Each website he uncovered was a doorway to a shadowy realm where illegal financial activities thrived. Money mules communicated discreetly with higher-level operatives, discussing the movement of funds and coordinating transactions that left no digital footprints. The offshore banking services provided a haven for hiding ill-gotten gains, shielding them from prying eyes and law enforcement. These virtual safe havens allowed criminals to transfer and store large sums of money with anonymity. But it was the money laundering forums that truly sent shivers down his spine. These hidden corners of the internet acted as breeding grounds for criminal collaboration, offering tutorials on laundering techniques and facilitating connections between individuals seeking to conceal their illegal activities. As Mike clicked through the dark web, he knew that every keystroke was a step deeper into a world of deception and corruption. He meticulously documented the URLs, gathered evidence of transactions, and analyzed the communication patterns between the suspects. The complexity and scale of these illicit websites revealed the sophistication of the money laundering operation. It was evident that this was no amateur endeavor. It was a well-organized network operating on a global scale. As he continued his investigation, Mike knew that cracking this case would require the full extent of our expertise in digital forensics. Each piece of evidence he collected was a vital puzzle piece in the pursuit of justice. Chapter 3. Line of Fire. As the days passed and our investigation delved deeper into the dark underbelly that infested Los Pollos Hermanos, Mike and I worked tirelessly, piecing together the puzzle of illicit financial activities. Each new revelation brought us closer to the truth, but it also heightened the sense of danger that surrounded us. We contacted Saul Goodman, hoping for guidance and protection as we navigated this treacherous territory. Saul's voice crackled over the phone, assuring us that he would do everything in his power to keep us safe. He warned us to be cautious and to watch our backs, for the stakes were far higher than any case we had encountered before. The next day, Mike and I received a call from Saul, instructing us to expect a visitor named Mike Ehrmantraut. He emphasized that this man was someone we could trust, a seasoned professional in handling the kind of danger we were facing. We prepared ourselves as best we could, fortifying our office and bracing for the unknown. Suddenly, a series of sharp knocks echoed through the room. My heart pounded in my chest as I approached the door cautiously. Before I could react, a deafening shot rang out and pain seared through my shoulder. Bullets erupted through the door, forcing me to the ground, wounded but alive. Mike swiftly sought cover, his instincts guiding him through the chaos. Amidst the chaos, I could hear the sounds of a fierce struggle, occasional gunfire, and then silence. My heart raced, unsure of what had transpired outside the door. Suddenly, a figure emerged, calmly walking into our office. He was a rugged man, experienced, and he began attending to my wound without a word. Through the haze of pain and confusion, I managed to ask, "Who are you? What happened out there?" The man looked up, revealing a face I recognized from photographs. Mike Ehrmantraut. He was the one Saul had sent to protect us, the seasoned professional with a past shrouded in mystery. Mike Ehrmantraut assured us that the attackers were dealt with, but the danger was far from over. He explained that the people we were investigating had sent mercenaries to silence us, to eliminate anyone who threatened their empire of crime. We were in over our heads, but Mike Ehrmantraut had intervened just in time. "It's not safe here anymore," he said, his voice a solemn warning. "You've stumbled upon something big and they won't stop until they've silenced you both." He urged us to leave everything behind, to abandon our office. As he helped me up, we left behind the remnants of the shattered door, a symbol of the danger that had come knocking. With Mike Ehrmantraut by our side, we made our way to a safe location, a hidden sanctuary where we could continue our work under the cloak of secrecy. We knew we had to finish what we started, but the risks had never been higher. As we settled into our new hideout, the gravity of the situation sank in. Mike Ehrmantraut laid out the harsh reality before us. The people we were investigating were not just criminals engaged in money laundering. They were part of a vast drug cartel with a ruthless leader at the helm. The encrypted email and illicit websites we discovered were only the tip of the iceberg. Mike Ehrmantraut handed me the BlackBerry 5810, a seemingly innocuous device that held the key to unlocking deeper secrets. He explained that he had found it at a crime scene we had pointed Saul towards. It was an encrypted treasure trove of information, and our task was to decipher its contents. As we began our efforts to crack the encryption, Mike Ehrmantraut took charge, setting up a secure network to protect our communications. We were now in a race against time, knowing that our every move was being monitored by the very people we sought to expose. Chapter 4. Unlocking the Enigma. Every couple of days, like a shadow in the night, Mike Ehrmantraut would arrive at our hideout bearing a new cache of evidence. He brought with him physical bank statements, meticulously printed wire transfer records, an assortment of burner phones, and handwritten ledgers that provided a disturbing glimpse into the intricate web of the cartel's financial operations. The physical currency we uncovered tied directly to the laundering operation, and the mere sight of it sent shivers down our spines. The stacks of bills served as a stark reminder of the dark world we had stepped into. We carefully examined the currency, looking for any clues that might lead us to the cartel's secret stash houses or hidden connections. The seized surveillance equipment included hidden cameras and listening devices, revealing the extent of the cartel's watchful eyes. Audio and video recordings offered chilling glimpses into the cartel's operations, documenting their ruthless tactics and sending a clear message. We were not dealing with ordinary criminals. In the midst of the chaos and danger, we remained driven by our determination to expose the truth. As we analyzed the evidence piece by piece, a clearer picture of the cartel's vast network emerged. It was a dangerous dance, each step threatening to lead us closer to the lion's den. The BlackBerry 5810 remained an enigma, its encrypted files taunting us with their secrets. Night after night, we huddled around the device, poring over lines of code, attempting various decryption methods in a relentless pursuit of the truth. But exhaustion was catching up with us, and on one fateful night, it finally overcame me. As I succumbed to sleep, my partner Mike refused to let weariness defeat him. He soldiered on through the darkness, fueled by determination and an unyielding desire to unravel the cartel's hidden messages. Time seemed to blur as he worked to the bone, his eyes fixed on the screen, never wavering. And then, like a beacon in the night, he discovered it, the key to breaking through the encryption. Through hours of tireless effort, Mike deciphered the code that had eluded us for so long. With each encrypted file now accessible, a wave of information washed over us, connecting the dots that had remained scattered before. In the morning light, I awoke to find Mike, his face marked by exhaustion, but his eyes glimmering with triumph. He had done it. He had unlocked the secrets that the cartel had tried so desperately to protect. With renewed vigor, we delved into the files, linking evidence with astonishing clarity. The encrypted logs, illicit websites, and physical evidence now came together like pieces of a macabre puzzle, revealing the cartel's intricate web of crime and corruption. Without hesitation, we reached out to Mike Ehrmantraut, sharing every piece of the puzzle we had unearthed. Our collective efforts had brought us to this point, and together we formulated a plan to bring down the cartel and deliver justice to those they had harmed. With the evidence in hand, Mike Ehrmantraut recognized the gravity of our findings. He was a man of few words, but the nod of approval he gave us spoke volumes. We had proven ourselves as more than just investigators. We were warriors in this dangerous battle. Chapter 5. Loose Ends. The next few days went by and no one came to our hideout. We continued our preparations, vigilant for any signs of danger. But then, one unexpected evening, our sanctuary was breached by an unexpected visitor, a well-dressed Gustavo Fring, accompanied by a formidable bodyguard. Gustavo thanked us for our hard work, his stoic demeanor giving nothing away. He acknowledged that our efforts were crucial for his business. His composed demeanor surprised us. It was as if he already knew of the cartel's involvement with his restaurant. With a sense of finality, Gustavo explained that he needed to understand the full extent of the cartel's hold on his business. We were taken aback by his words, realizing that he was not just an innocent victim, but a player entwined in the dangerous world of drug cartels. As we struggled to respond, Gustavo stated that although he appreciated our work, he no longer required our services. Before we could react, his bodyguard drew a pistol and, with ruthless precision, shot both me and my partner Mike in the head. Our story ends there. A tale of bravery, danger, and betrayal. In the pursuit of justice, we found ourselves entangled in a web of treachery that extended far beyond our expectations. Our lives were cut short, but our legacy lived on in the evidence we had uncovered. Though the truth behind our demise may remain hidden, one thing is certain. The fight against crime and corruption continues. Our memory will inspire others to carry on our work, to stand against the darkness that lurks in the shadows, and to seek justice for those whose voices have been silenced. As the sun sets on our story, we hope that our sacrifice will not be in vain, that the seeds of truth we planted will grow and flourish, and that one day the evil we fought against will be vanquished. The world may have lost 2 investigators that day, but the battle for justice will endure, fueled by the courage and determination of those who dare to fight for what is right. This reading was capable thanks to the amazing people at 11 Labs. Thank you for listening.